Meteorologist Robert Spetty here with you today on the 12th of January 2016. A absolutely beautiful weekend this past weekend here out across the mountains of Japan. This video is actually out of Nagano there in Hokuriku, specifically Shigakogen, and some sunny skies there on Sunday. Monday, a little cloudy, a little bit of snowfall in the overnight hours. Fairly modest, about 4 to 5 centimeters in most areas, but comparatively, since we've been looking at a fairly quiet snow season off here in the north, that's actually fairly decent. But things are picking up. I'm also going to talk about the tropics in this update, so if you're looking for that, just click the annotation on the screen or go to the end of the video. I have a little bit on that. But here, what's going on in the north? Well, the sea effect snow machine is really starting to become more persistent. And we always talk about this, these northwesterly winds, but something we haven't seen set up thus far is the northeast monsoon. That is down here towards the south. And really, you get that interaction between that monsoon and the tropics, and that's what brings in this cloud cover. And whenever you see this line set up, that basically is our indication that the sea effect snow machine is churning on, and it's going to be persistent going ahead through the coming week. So each day about 5 centimeters in the higher elevations. We could even see some gusty winds off there towards the north. But the big thing is persistency, I think, coming out of here. We also have an upper level low developing over the Korean Peninsula. That's going to drift off towards the east, even bring a little bit more power to it. In fact, actually, speaking of snow, in Tokyo today, a little bit of snowfall. Now, it was nothing that would accumulate, and many of you may have just totally missed this, but it did come down there. First snow of the season, a month later than last year, and about a week later than average. But wet snow melted on contact with the ground. You always have to remember the snow shadow just east of the Japanese Alps always keeps Tokyo on the dry side. The big thing was today we had some southeasterly winds disturbance that kind of kicked up, and it ushered in those winds that was able to make some snowfall, a little bit of wind shear across the Kanto plain just circulating out here. In fact, I think Tokyo is going to get some pretty decent snowfall next weekend into Monday. Something to keep in mind actually out here, because we have these persistent northwesterly winds. That makes for all the snow up here across the Japanese Alps over through western Hokkaido. But watch the wind shift up here as we head right there. In fact, actually, let's take a look at the snow accumulation. See that we just basically have everything adding up slowly across the Japanese Alps going ahead through Friday. This is into Saturday, Sunday, and then watch Sunday into Monday right there. That's our southern coast low, we call them, and that basically is called that because the storm system tracks along the southern coast. Most of them come in from the northwest. So once you get that enough cold air, it could bring some snowfall on the Kanto plain. Something to keep in mind. I don't think it's going to be anything too significant, but a little bit more out there. The big news for most people, though, is going to be what's going to be happening out here towards the west and towards the north, and there's going to be plenty of that to go around. For, as I mentioned, those northwesterly winds, but also the extremely cold air coming in out of northeastern China and Siberia. Really, winter's kicking in there. That has a cascading effect even as far south as Taiwan over towards the Philippines. Actually, temperatures in some areas out here, take a look at this. So we got our surface analysis right here. You have this big area of high pressure. Now remember, whenever you see one of these highs on a surface chart, the more circular it is, that basically kind of tells you how strong it is. But it's 1063. This is strong. Look at these temperatures though. Minus 34 degrees. This is actually in the afternoon hours. We're not talking about an overnight low. So it is absolutely bone cold out here, just west of Lake Baikal there in Russia. Actually, I did a story earlier today on NHK World. If you watch me there, talking about 30 people in one town out there, all in a hospital suffering from severe frostbite. Horrible news for them, but good news if you are a snow lover down towards the south. Also, if you hate the tropics, all right, let's talk about that because the tropics responding to this too. We have those persistent northwesterly dry winds coming down towards the south. Anything tropical is just going to get sheared off, and that's exactly what we see in the long range with actually Polly, which is east of the 180 line. It is expected to maybe drift towards the west, but I don't expect too much to come out of this. Shears is going to kind of rip it apart and totally keep that one at bay. Maybe a few of the Pacific Islands might get some rain showers out of it. The storm system, the only thing I think of note of it, it is record-breaking for being the earliest storm ever named in the central Pacific El Nino year. Same reason why we've been looking at such dry conditions in the Philippines and also lack of snowfall across Japan. But also it's been forming up these storm systems. Not the earliest for the Western Pacific, by the way, but it could be the earliest to ever cross the 180 line. But you can see right here, just going south of Guam, totally getting tore apart. Really maining tropical depression to tropical storm. We have really been surprised by tropical systems, even in the long range this season. So just keep a very close eye on it. But I don't expect too much from it. I just think there's too much dry air available. But that's something we're going to have to continue to watch out for. For now, though, that is all for today's update. Do want to keep an eye on Polly. There is more snowfall in the forecast across Japan and could be even some for Tokyo. Southeasterly winds are going to keep things dry down here towards the south. Maybe some showers in Taiwan over towards Okinawa, though, just due to that interaction in that frontal line I was talking about earlier. And things are absolutely cold in northeast China. And the ice festival's going on there. That's good news for them. All right, guys, that is all for me today. Don't forget to check out westernpacificweather.com. I'm putting out updates every single day. Not just me, but Michael and Donald as well. Always putting out great stuff on there. You can even check out all the other stuff, our local forecasts, all the charts I used in this update. Also, don't forget to go check out TokyoSnowClub.com. I've been putting out those video updates every Wednesday or Thursday, depending on my mood, really. Talking about the slopes that are open in the forecast at some of the specific slopes. So that's some good stuff there. All right, guys, stay safe out there. And as always, thanks for watching.